Welcome to another episode of A Grim Life. We have another baseball card opening, sort of. I don't have a box of cards to open up, but I'm going to show you some recent pickups that we made, and I've got some goodies here. We're going to open up here, share with you what is coming in. So we got one from Topps here. I think I know what that one is. A couple of eBay pickups, and I'm pretty sure I know what this one is. This one's going to be a good eBay pickup here, and somewhat relevant. First of all, we're going to start off with some cards I picked up recently in the past week or so that have arrived. Probably the first batch we'll do as a group here. So this is going to be 2024 Stadium Club, and this is the all the red Phillies parallels. So we got Michael Jack starting off there. We've got Bryce. So I like the new red parallels. The whole thing's red instead of just like the name and the Stadium Club logo right up here. And with the Phillies red, it's team color match, so I really like that. So I had to get them all since I couldn't pick them up opening boxes since it's goofy. We got Trey, we got Stoddard, we got Schwarbaum, JT, Wheels, Nola, and then Johan Rojas. I know a lot of people don't care for Johan. I may be one of the few that actually likes this kid. I think he has the potential to be a really good center fielder for the Phillies for years to come. Sounds like in winter ball he's really hitting quite well. So hopefully that continues and he turns out to really have a breakout season this year. Next up, we have some Steve Carlton, and I believe that's what's in some of these packages. Going back and filling in my Steve Carlton collection. There's a bunch of Fleer and Donruss that I don't have that I thought I had. So we have 1983 Donruss Steve Carlton here, and there's what the back looks like. Next up, we have the 1985 Steve Carlton. This would have been towards the tail end of his career. He didn't last too terribly much longer after 85. He had about another season of decent pitching. Just my lighting here a tad bit. 86, most of the way through the season, the Phillies traded him away. Spent some time with the Twins, the Giants, the Indians. I think there was another team in there somewhere before he decided to hang it up in early 1988. So there we have an insert. This is from 2020 Topps. They had this Decade's Best insert series. So there's been a bunch of Steve Carlton, Mike Schmidt, Jim Bunning was in there as well. So trying to complete some of that stuff. Next up, we have another Steve Carlton, Warriors of the Diamond. This was also 2020 Topps. I don't remember if this was Series 1 or Series 2. But there it shows what his season WAR was. So 12.1 is pretty stinking amazing. So there's that on the back of this one. Just gives a little description of that particular season. 1972 was his big 12.1 WAR season. You can see Gooden's the only higher single season total in the live ball era. So pretty awesome. All right, next up we have Bryce. Bryce Harper had a career best 10 WAR one season. That would have been in 2015 when he was still with the Washington Nationals. All right, another Steve Carlton here. This would have been a 1981 Fleer. And this, let's see if we can get it to focus in right. All right, so you might be able to see it. This is actually an error card. So instead of 1966, it has 1066. And there was another error where they had it misnumbered. So pitcher of the year, that is the correct number of 6. But they also had a lefty nickname version of 6, which was actually supposed to be 660. So that's that one. Next up, we have a Gowdy. Upper Deck did this series in, let's see, 2007, and I think 2008, there was a couple of years where they kind of redid the old Gaudi from 1933, 1934, and put the current players or more modern players on there. So this is the Mike Schmidt. I believe this is supposed to replicate the 1933 Gaudi series. Next up, we have another Mike Schmidt. This was a 2020 Topps insert. And there's the back of it. All right, some more Gaudi stuff from Upper Deck at the time. Chase Utley. And there's the back. So this one here was an 09. Got another Chase Utley. And this is replicating the 1934 design. All right, we have a cards that should have been that weren't. So in 1953, which is the design this card is showing, the big two for the Phillies, Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts, did not have Topps cards. They were contracted to Bowman. And so this is kind of a righting of a wrong. And I can't remember what year they did these. Doesn't say that I can see here. But they did a Robin Roberts version, and they also did Richie Ashburn. So what would have been for 1953? Obviously, this isn't the 53 size. They had that bigger size. But if I'm not mistaken, these would have been the numbers they would have used. And I think if you look at the actual 1953, these numbers are missing in that set. It's where they would have had these two players had they been included. And then the last one in this little stack is another Mike Schmidt, and this is the Turkey Red insert. And this would have been, can't see, 2020. And I believe 2020 was the last year they did the Turkey Red insert. But this was an insert set they had done for quite a number of years and then stopped it after that year. All right, let's go into see what we got from eBay. All right, so cool. We got a Bryce Harper, and this is the 2030 insert set out of the 2020 series. There you can see it's all sparkly and such, and it has 2030 in there. So I mean, just trying to futurize what they thought maybe a 2030 design would look like, which isn't beyond the realm of possibility. It's not too crazy to think a 2030 card might look like that. So that's that one. And the next one from eBay with all the tape on here. Okay, we got a batch of more Steve Carlton ones to fill out my collection here from Fleer and Donruss. So the first one we have is, oh, they did this. We got to pull these out. Okay, so we have 1986 Donruss, Steve Carlton. This would have been his last Phillies card for Donruss. And I think this is his last Donruss card, period. I don't recall seeing an 87, because I believe I was looking for one. All right, next up we have Fleer. This is a 1984 Fleer. This would be the Super Special Star version. It's 300 club and strikeout record at the time. All right, next up we have the 1986 Fleer Steve Carlton card. And I believe this may be his last Fleer card as well. I didn't recall seeing a 1987. And then we have two more here. This should be 83 and 84. Yep. All right, so we have the regular 1984 Fleer version. Nice long list of years that he played. Probably won't see too much of that anymore. Players just don't have it anymore like they used to. And there's the 1983. I actually have this card, but it's in a binder. I'm working on another collection of Steve Carlton cards all in one place. So, and this is a little bit nicer than the one I have. So there's those. All right, next up, we're going to open up the Topps envelope. And this, I believe, is the Throwback Thursday, yes. Get rid of that. And I have some more that I'll show you right in the background there. But every week, Topps does a throwback design. Sometimes it's an actual baseball design, or they may use some other sports design and put baseball players on and so on and so forth. So let's see here. There's only 3 cards in here, so there's no parallels. There is the option, or not the option, but the possibility of pulling parallels of these cards, which has happened once or twice to me. But they did a whole series based on the 1960 Topps magazine design for all the big rookies for this year. So we have Yamamoto, Jackson Merrill, and PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong. And then the backs, that's what the backs look like. Some of the previous weeks here, we had Jackson Churio, Ellie De La Cruz, Colton Cowser, Shota Imanaga, the big one, Paul Skeens, Junior Caminero, and Wyatt Langford. I am still waiting on, because I missed a week, so I'm missing Jackson Holiday yet. So he's incoming at some point. Okay, the big one. So how am I going to do this so we don't see my info? All right, here's the big one. So you can see this is a verified purchase, so it's going to be a slabbed card. Let's see how we can do this so we don't reveal it too quickly. Okay. Okay, here we go. Congratulations on your recent purchase. And, of course, it's going to be a Philadelphia Philly. 1964 Topps. That may give it away. Phillies rookies. It's a near mint. PSA 7. You guessed it. Dick Allen. We got the Dick Allen rookie card. Now I had a raw version of this. But I wanted to get a nice graded version. And since he passed away recently, in 2022, and his recent induction into the Hall of Fame, had to pick this one up before it decides to go crazy high. So, but there we have it, and there's the back. So I'm really happy to have this one added to my rookie collection. We do have a Mike Schmidt, Steve Carlton rookie graded slab. At some point, I'd love to get Richie Ashburn, Robin Roberts. Get all the rookie slab cards for the retired numbers and Hall of Famers. So from now on, they're probably going to get really expensive, and I'm going to have to save up a bunch of money to pick those up. But that is going to do it for this video. Kind of a shorter one. We're not getting into ripping packs or anything like that, but just showing you some recent pickups that we picked up here at A Grim Life. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that's going to do it. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe, and that's going to do it. Take care. So long.